Obesity and disabilities, weight gain and disabilities. Let's talk about it and open up that can of worms. Behind me, you see a memorandum from 2017, specifically subject being service connection based on obesity. Bottom line up front, you cannot claim obesity. But if you ever heard the term intermediary step, which you see here behind me, it's introduced as how the arguments are being made, connecting a service-connected disability that caused a weight gain, which in turn caused another condition. We'll jump over to the M21-1 specifically to look at how it's actually going to be rated, right? So I think that's really the point of all this here. We're over at the M21-1, the guide at the VA for rating capacities, individuals to do what they do. We're looking at Part 5, Part 2, Chapter 3, Section C, Reviewing Diagnoses. We're looking at topic number 3, diagnoses associated with obesity. The very first thing is you can't claim obesity because, as you see here, it's not something that can be claimed, nor is it something that happens overnight. Pretty simple. That can't be. So you cannot file that. You try that, it gets denied. Simple as that. It cannot qualify as an in-service event stressor because it occurs over time. Check. Now, if we look at considering secondaries for service condition, this is where it actually makes sense. We know we can't file this obesity. However, it can be used as an intermediary step. And here is how that is done, right? Again, that word, how that connects. Three things have to be in place. Following criteria must be satisfied to be able to make an argument for the weight gain intermediary step thought process. One, the service-connected disability must have caused the veteran to become obese. Let's say the back condition, right? Rated 30%, caused now obesity. The obesity as a result of the back service-connected disability must have been a substantial factor in causing the new claim condition, hypertension, sleep apnea, for example, or aggravating the new claim condition, hypertension, sleep apnea as well. So either created it or made it worse. That's a key part here. And then the third, the claim disability would not have occurred but for the obesity being caused or aggravated by the service-connected disability, right? Any other things that would have caused this condition? If so, they're going to try to tear that argument down. Now, below that, you'll see here where they talk about reasonably raised claims. This is key, right? And this is where an IMO nexus letter really kind of comes in to help a veteran make their argument. Obesity as an intermediary step for service connection is only reasonably raised when there is evidence in the record that draws an association or suggests a relationship between a veteran's obesity or weight gain resulting in obesity and a service-connected disability. Incidental references to a veteran's weight gain are not sufficiently reasonable to raise the issue. What that means is we have to be able to have records, complaints about what's going on. So getting medical opinions, things like this, they do help. In this example here, we talk about they highlight a veteran who has a back condition, which in turn caused the weight gain, which in turn caused the hypertension in this example here, right? Is there anything else that would have caused the hypertension? The weight is what caused it for sure. The weight came from the back condition. There we go. So making that argument is key. Again, understanding the reasoning, rationale there. That's where medical opinions, IMOs, nexus letters come into play to help the veteran make that argument. Because if you just say, hey, weight caused this, you're just kind of randomly putting it in there and they'll find ways to be able to, discredit that point. Again, you see it down here, incidental references. Like, oh yeah, by the way, the weight gain. How do we get there, right? Make sure you're going to the doctor, make sure you're complaining, make sure you're documenting on things, and make sure that your argument is able to meet these requirements, right, when it comes to obesity. Again, can't claim obesity, but it can be used as an intermediary step. So if you have questions, jump into the comment section and we will continue the conversation there.